Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a gear progression guide. Now I'm going to try to make it short and sweet and not overdo it, but let's get started. So the first thing you want to do when you start playing this game is get all green gear, and the easiest way to do that is just craft it. And you want to make the black sands gloves, the black sand armor, the black sand helmet. And this is because it has the highest amount of defense, and it only requires ore and grindstone. So your first objective is to get all green gear, and then the best green weapon for your respective class. So that would be the black sand one as well. And once you get all that, that'll carry you pretty much through the first two maps, which is Midgar and Jotunheim. So getting all green gear is your first goal. But after that, that's when it starts getting fun. Of course, the next objective would be to get all blue gear. But there's certain blue gear that's better than others. So for the blue gear element, what you want to do is you want to craft, for accessories that is, you want to craft these rings and bracelets that give you the respective 3% damage to your class. So in my case, I'm an archer. It's range damage 3%, which are the shiny blade bracelets, and then the ring would be the shiny blade ring. So those are step one. And then when it comes to earrings, you want to craft the winter earring because it gives defense 5 and all damage reduction 2%. Now I know there's other blue accessories, but it's not really worth it. Now regarding the necklace, there's a couple school of thoughts, and one is to just pick up the Valkyrie battle necklace because this gives attack 2 and cooldown reduction. I know there's a defense option, but attack in this game is king, but there's one more stat that's more king than attack, and that is accuracy. So some people argue that it's better to get a plains necklace or any other green necklace, but ideally a plains necklace, and try to get this thing to about +5, which is it's really hard to do. But if you get it to +5, you're going to gain yourself additional 5% accuracy. So if we look here, right now my accuracy is 186. I'm doing 62.5% accuracy against monsters of the same level, so 62.5. If I equip this and gain 2 more accuracy, it now goes up to 64.25. So it's a gain of 2%. Now I know that's not a lot, but everywhere you gain additional points of accuracy, it starts to add up. But in my opinion, because +5 is hard, and honestly, even though they're only 10 diamonds a piece, accessory boonstones aren't cheap. And in my opinion, it's better to get a Valkyrie battle necklace to +3 because you're only losing out on 2 accuracy, but you're netting yourself this 2 attack. And then of course with blue, the benefit is you can also get these additional stats, and landing attack 1 is a gain of 3 attack compared to no additional stats. So you're only losing 2 accuracy, but you're gaining 3 attack and getting this 3% cooldown reduction. So for me, it's a no-brainer. So for your gear, you're going to want to get the respective 3% and bring them up to a +2 because it's a 74% chance of succeeding. So ideally, you get them to a +2 or higher, and then you get this Valkyrie battle necklace, and you get it to a +3, which will negate losing so much accuracy by having a green one. Now the belt is probably best as just a bone chill belt, and of course you want to attack on all these as the additional stat. But when it comes to the gear, it gets a little tricky. The gear, you're going to want your respective cloak for your class, just like the ring and let's see, so cloak. The Alvin cloak gives range damage 2%. The Freya's cloak. The Valor cloak gives melee damage, and I don't think, is there one for magic? No. So if you're ranged, you're going to want the Alvin. If you're melee, you're going to want the Valor. And then otherwise, it's kind of dealer's choice. Healing or, you know, MP regen is always really good. So any of the cloaks will do, truly. But ideally, you have the respective cloak for your class. And then blue gear, you're going to want the blue shiny weapon of your class and hopefully get it to a +6, but +5 is fine. And then gear is where it gets interesting with blue to purple gear, because you have this option of trading in guild coins to the vendor and picking up this Plomkis set. Now the Plomkis doesn't have any substats, so it's worse off there than just any blue piece, but the thing you do gain is higher defense. Now and if you have a 2 set, you get an additional 6% defense. So in my opinion, it's best to get blue gear and work on Plomkis and get a 2 set and rock the 2 set for a while until you can get 4 pieces of the Plomkis. And then what you want to do is put it here into your item collection, because you're going to net 5 defense. And once you do that, you need to switch back to blue gear to replace them. Now, in my opinion, I would do the Plomkis shoes and the Plomkis chest. And this is because shoes generally, substats just deal with movement speed. So you're not losing too much there by having no substats on the Plomkis. And the chest is because purple chests have a way higher defense, base defense, than blue chests. So you're going to net the most amount of defense by having a purple Plomkis chest. Now you do lose out on substats, which is a bit of an unfortunate thing, but you're going to gain a lot of defense, and then you're going to also net that defense 6% or 6 extra defense on the 2 set. So in my opinion, it's best to get Plomkis, forgo having blue here until you get the full set, and then turn it into your item collection. Now once you do that, what do you want to replace these with? Now in my opinion, the best thing to replace it with would be a Fanged Giant's boot, and these go for 17 diamonds on the market, so they're dirt cheap, and you ideally want to get it to like a +8, +9. And this is to, you'll see at a +8, what I have it here, it's actually going to give me more defense than the Plomkis itself. So it's strictly an upgrade. And then I'm going to get 7% movement speed. I'm a 3 actually, because it's a +8, so that's actually netting me 10% movement speed. And then critical strike damage 3%. So you're going to want to upgrade back into the Fanged Giant boots. And then for the chest, it's a little weird. You can go for shiny, which is going to net you melee damage taken reduction, or Diverger, which does give crit strike chance. The problem is you're losing out on so much defense. So in my opinion, let's see, you could go for, what's the cheapest one? Because that's honestly probably gonna decide it. In this case, it's a Fanged Giant armor. It's not giving you too many great substats, but it is giving you substats. And you could get this to a +8, which would put it at 23, 25, 27 armor. So you could get a Fanged Giant armor to +8. Now that might be costly. If you see here, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lists on the market. Can I get a +8 and 7 plus all the diamonds it's going to cost plus the boonstones? I'm not sure. So in my opinion, I would go for that. Or if you can afford it, I would either buy, or this is when you start working on getting purple gear. So I would either buy or craft the broker armor. And this because it only requires, now this is the expensive part here, is the armor design, which you see I have one, and 50 refined Yggdrams. So this is probably what I would go to, but if you can't do that, I would definitely suggest picking up a blue piece and bringing it to like +6, +7, +8. Now for the helmet, this is another debate, if you should get a blue helmet or you should try to enhance a green helmet, ideally the black sand, because it's the best of the green helmets, to something like a +8, +9, and this is for the same reason that you would do this. Helmets and necklaces substat is accuracy. Every time you enhance it and increase it one level, it goes up one accuracy, post +5. So, in my opinion, I'm doing that with the Black Sands because it gives critical strike chance 1%. It starts with a higher base defense, and you get more accuracy. So I could, go into the trade post and pick up these Fang Giant helms and get these to a +8, which would net you 3 more defense in the process, I believe, maybe more. And then you would still get that accuracy, and you would also get this max HP, which is also better as blue, because then you can also use your Adorn Stones and get additional stats, ideally defense. So I think it's about time for me to do that with a blue helmet. But at first, if you can't afford it and it's easier, just get these Black Sands helmets and increase them to a +8 for that extra accuracy. So that's about it. And then going into purple gear, it gets a little more convoluted. And that's because obviously, ideally, the best purple gear would be one that you can craft, the Void Ruler. And these are just going to give you such sick stats. But the problem is it requires so many mystery crystals. So purple gear is a little more complicated. And at first, the only way to really upgrade from blue to purple is going to be grinding for it. And let's see. So you're going to want to grind somewhere like Diverger and try to pick yourself up these E-Tree boots or E-Tree gloves. These are going to be substantial defense increase. I mean, if we look here, attack speed, this is all damage 1%. This is giving skill damage 2% and critical strike damage 4%. So they're so much better. They're never listed on the market, but if you could pick one up, go for it. But I would say E-Tree is your next best jump for purple. And then I'm not really going to get into legendary because, let's face it, if you have all purple, you know what you're doing. You know what your next step is to get a legendary piece. So yeah, that's basically the overview. Hopefully that wasn't too convoluted or too long. I just wanted to get this out there for players that just started and players that feel like they don't know where they need to go next. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or concerns, please comment, and I will do my best to get back to you in a timely manner. Also, I'm not going to be posting a video probably within the next 3 to 4 days because I'm going on vacation. So look out for a video Sunday night will be the next time I post a video. And that's about it. Thanks, guys.